I'm good. No, I'm going to lean on it. I need some support. I'm scared. I'm quiet and I'm shy. Okay, for you guys that don't know me, my name is John Johnson, and I have been in the business 3.5 years. How long have I been doing the business? 3 years today. I was a Chicago police officer for 17 years, and I was injured on the job. My sister was selling Pampered Chef for 10 years. She had to leave because her husband had passed away. She was a nurse. She had the kids, and she couldn't do it. She calls me up, and she says, "Okay, I'm going back. You're coming with me." I said, "There's no way. I am not selling Pampered Chef." So she bugged me and bugged me and bugged me, and I bought the kit just to shut her up. So it was... Actually, Marie is actually my director, who I rolled up to. My director, God rest her soul, passed away 2 years ago. Linda called me up and she said, "John, if you don't put a show in 3 days, your contract with Pampered Chef is gone." And I thought, well, great, because now I got all these products and I don't have to even worry about it. So my sister calls me up and she says to me, "Are you going to put a show in?" And I said, "No, my contract's up. I got all this." She said, "Are you going to disappoint me?" She threw the D word. And I went, okay. So I hurried up, called a bunch of people. I'm like, I need $150 in sales. A year ago yesterday, I threw my $150 in sales in. And let me tell you, that was the best $150 I did. Yeah, our kit cost $150, but the best $150 I did was yesterday, 3 years ago yesterday. So then I called a family member in Indianapolis, and I said, "Listen, I need you guys to host a show in Indianapolis for me because I'm not telling anybody in Chicago that I do Pampered Chef." So Carrie goes, "Okay, come on down." So I went down, I did this show that I knew nothing what I was doing. And I did a show, and it was a little over $600, and okay, it was okay. So I came home, and I thought, okay, I gave it a shot down there. It wasn't so bad. I'm going to try it one more time. And I called a teacher friend of mine, and I said, "Angela, I need a show in the next week." And she goes, "Okay, I'll tell all my teacher friends we'll get together." 18 teachers at her show. You know how many times I had to say, "Be quiet"? The whole night. So anyways, that show, and I am actually going to say thank you to Jennifer, who's sitting here, who is in my downline, who went and got like $300, $400 in outside orders for that show, and it was an $1,800 show. And I thought, oh, $1,800, I made $400 tonight. I'm chasing bad guys in the streets for $250. I can work for Pampered Chef and make $400. So that's where my business really started and turned around. I recruited my first recruit in March, and I was a director by July 1st, which was awesome. By December 1st, I was an advanced director. And I thought, God, what a great business. When I made advanced, it was right before my director passed away. And she used to call me up and she'd say, "Oh my God, you're wonderful." And I used to say, "Wonderful? What'd I do?" And she said, "Look at your promotions you're getting, look at this." When she told me that, let me tell you how it touches your heart, this business. And there are how many men in this room? Guys, this business is for us too. Let me be the one to tell you. Pampered Chef in the 3 years that I have been here has changed this business completely around for us. Yes, I know I got all the pink paisley bags that I lent out a couple of them today for the ladies to bring their stuff because they don't want to bring all their suitcases and stuff, but it is wonderful. So I'm going to give you guys a few tips because I did love to recruit, and I still love to recruit. And I can honestly stand up here and say I have not been prouder than to stand with Marna Ross and Sharon Zalin at the home office to say that I was just like them. You know, 3 years in the business, and I did what they can do. And I owe a lot of my recruiting to Marna. I do owe some to Sharon because Sharon always uses that phrase, "You'd be crazy not to join this business." Yeah, I was crazy. I joined too. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of history. January of last year to June of last year, I sold $7,000. Horrible. Horrible. There's sellers in here, Ann Anderson, who does $140,000 a year, Miriam does $89,000. I did $7,000. And that June 1st came up and I went, I can't do this anymore. I have to change my business around. I could recruit, but I needed sales. From June 1st to December 31st, I did over $35,000 in sales. I know it's not the big numbers, but it's coming up. And when Marna's a huge class act to follow up here, so I'm not as funny as her, but Marna's wonderful. So Marie and all the nationals went to Austin, Texas to the national spot. And Marie came home, and I was talking to her, and I'm like, I really like to recruit, Marie, but I got to do, I want to really get this business going. So part of my recruiting was that if you guys remember, September, October, November was the Rock Your Team Challenge. In those 3 months, I got 35 recruits. I had 28 in November. Marie and I sat down and we had a talk. Marie said, John, I went to the conference and I talked to, we had a conference with Doris Christopher, and Doris Christopher had said, that they went to this lady's house and they repossessed the kid, and her and Jay got in the car and went, oh my God, we could have been killed tonight where we were repossessing this kid. We shouldn't judge that lady. So Marie said, take a look in the mirror, John. If we would have judged you, we would have thought you were horrible. You did nothing for 6 months. And who were we to judge you? Who are you to judge anybody else? So I went, God, it gives me the permission to go out and tell everybody about this business. I always use this phrase, you guys. It doesn't say on the top of our forehead that we do Pampered Chef. Nobody knows we do Pampered Chef unless we tell them. And if we don't tell them, guess what? Somebody else is going to. So I was like, okay, my new motto is, ask everyone, judge no one. Because you are not to judge. Our job is to offer this opportunity, this great opportunity, to every single person we come in contact with. And just remember, the person that you think that is not going to join is going to join. So everybody wonders, how did you get 28 people in 1 month? Well, there's a few different ways, a few different things that I did. And I know people are thinking, yeah, you probably sold that kid to your dead grandma and all that other stuff. Well, no, I didn't. They're all live, they all have Social Security numbers, and they're all legal. So what I did was, because I am new in the business, in November I was 2.5 years, I consider 2.5 years doing it, but when they came back, I was at Patty Mascherino's house, and she was on the phone with Marna. And I said, Patty, we got to go to Marna's show. So we said to Marna, when's your next show? When can we come? Marna said, well, my Monday night show is not going to be so good, so come to my Tuesday show. So I'm like, all right, Patty, we're going. Well, then there was this other third little mouse that wanted to come with us called Marie Friday. She wanted to come too. So we hopped in the car, we drove to Michigan, we went to Marna's show. Don't you worry, you'll know next time. Next time you come with us, don't you worry about it. So we got in the car and we went to Marna's show. Fabulous. Let me tell you, it's fabulous, because it turned my opportunity around. Marna talks about the stranded goods. Marna talks about ask everyone also. Marna pulls the kid out and shows, okay, what did you want tonight, Marie? You wanted that manual food processor. That's in the kit, And it's our job to offer this business, give them the training, and get them going. Like every one of us, it's our job to do our own business. Marie always says, this is your business, but you're not in it alone. You're not. There's help everywhere. So I decided I'm going to call every person that was ever on my team that left when I first started. I made director in what I consider 5 months. I was not a good director. Because, I was learning the business, I was going through it, and I called for the first year anybody that was on my team and left. There were 17 people. So I said to them, I said, you know what, you guys, I was a horrible director, and I know I was a horrible director. I want to give you the opportunity that I've got now. So I'm asking you guys to come back on my team, and when you come back, I will give you all the knowledge that I have been given by so many people. I mean, I have gotten, and if you're in the room and you were on the elevator when I went upstairs and said to me, you have a blessing. And Nancy Jo told me a couple months ago, stop saying that you're lucky. It's not lucky, it's a blessing. And this girl going, I don't even know if you're in here. We were going up on the elevator, and she said, was that you? Yes, it was you. She said, you have what we want. They would love to have 5 minutes with Nancy Jo. I get meeting after meeting after meeting with Nancy Jo. So I am on a huge and a great team that I get a lot of support. So I called all these people, and I'm like, okay, come back. And, well, everybody didn't come back. However, I have Jason who came back. I have Gina who came back. I have people that have come back on the scene, so let me show them what I can do for them. So I did get some recruiting there. I went back. I still have every single receipt that I've had for 3 years, which should have been shredded probably 2 years ago. And I went through every single one of my papers, and I saw that people had checked off I was interested in the business. When I first started this, I didn't pay attention to those. Let me tell you guys how important it is, because I missed a huge opportunity. And I called every single one of those people, and I said, you guys, it's never too late, because you know what some of those people said? I was waiting for you to call me. So if you've missed, you may have missed, don't forget. Call them up and say you didn't forget. Another thing I did was I looked through every single one of these receipts, and you guys, even on the new beta system, we have these reports. Maybe you can't find them, call somebody. Get the reports for $75 or over your customers. If somebody's spending $75 at your show, and every time you go to the show, you know that they're a good spender, they know the product. And they're a good hit at this business. Some people are waiting to be asked. And it's like Veronica, right? Veronica over here joined under Marie's team, and they were having dinner. I stopped, I sat down, and she said, Marie asked me and asked me and asked me and asked me. It was never the right time. And I said, so what made you join? She said, it was the right time. 9 no's get you a 1 yes. You guys, ask everyone. You could be in the line at the grocery store. Turn the groceries into Pampered Chef. You go to Walmart, go to Target, wherever your favorite store is. Go down the pots and pans aisle. It's all junk. Because Pampered Chef is the best, right? Have a card. Have something with your information on it. Get their information. Don't give it without getting. Because you will be surprised the lives that you can change in this business. And as a man in this business, it's even better. Guys, it's even better. I did a show last night, and actually my 2 girls from Indianapolis, where you guys, Pam and Eileen, came to my show, and I did get a recruit. You know how I got that recruit? She was sitting there, and she was listening, and she asked questions, and she goes, am I lying? All she kept saying is, I'm sorry I'm asking questions. I said, don't be sorry. Keep going, because maybe all the other people in this room are listening to what you are asking. Because there's people in the room that want to try this business, that want to learn about this business, but are afraid to let their friends know that they want to do this business, right? Yeah. Right. So, talk about it. Then this other girl comes in, and I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody at the show said, start the show because, I don't know, Mary. I'll use her name, Mary. Mary's going to be late. She's going to sit right up front. She's going to listen to you. And she ain't going to buy nothing. She ain't going to book a show. She ain't doing nothing. Don't even worry about it. Start the show. Mary was the first one to jump up and say, you know what? Oh, my God, you were so much fun. I got to have a show. I got to show my girlfriend that a man does this. And she was the first one to book that show. So I think things that I have changed, things that I have done, is I no longer am the stage. I am part of the audience. I get down at the table with them. I become their friend. I mingle. And it was funny because there were 2 gentlemen that brought their wives to the show last night, and it wasn't a sex toy party, but, you know, some of these people want to turn them into. So I'm like, all you got to do is pump the manual food processor. Well, let me tell you, it took the show in a totally different direction. You know, you got to make fun, and you got to stoop to their level, or get in. I don't mean stoop to their level. I mean get to their level and make it fun. Fun, you guys. Remember that word. Put it 3 times. Fun, fun, fun. Can I hear it? Fun. There you go. All you need in your show. Everybody says create the desire. Go in there and make them want to do the business. What you want to go in there and do is you want them to say, instead of you saying, you'd be crazy not to join this business, you want them to say, I'd be crazy not to try it. And when you can create that desire, you guys are going to go a long way. And I will tell you, bookings, and I learned this from Marna, you guys, if you have the stranded goods, I know a lot of people in the room are new and don't have it. It's nothing to buy something, you know, host your own show, earn your free product, and use that. There is nothing more that a host wants to hear is, oh my God, you're going to get something else free. And that is how I started getting my bookings. And I did have 12 shows in January. Unfortunately, 4 held because of this wonderful Mother Nature that has taken over here in Chicago. But they've rescheduled. So,
Circle checkout.
I'm getting there, Marie. You know, she's like, just get the bit. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. So Marie wants me to talk to you guys about my checkout. I no longer do a full-service checkout. I do a round table checkout. This is not a sex toy party where you have to go in the other room and go, okay, I want this, don't tell anybody what I got. I do a round table. We go around the table. I always say, if anybody's uncomfortable with it and you don't want anybody to know what you're ordering, I can do it for you in another room. Otherwise, please just join me at the table. What is Doris's mission? To put the family around the table. Put your friends around that same table. So you sit at the table, and everybody's got their things, and Miriam is going, oh my God, I bought the salad chopper. It's really wonderful. I really had it. And Marie goes, oh my God, I was thinking about buying it. Guess what? I'm going to buy it. You guys can upsell with this. I love it. I think it's great. Every single person gets to discover us because you never know when they're going to take it home and go, oh my God, you know what? I can't change this around. But when I do the receipt or I put it in my computer, nobody ever knows how much that person spent. I just slide it right to them. But roundtable discussion, and it probably comes from my police days because I was a Chicago police officer for 17 years. I was injured, and you know the story. And we did roundtables all the time. Sometimes when you do roundtables, you were in trouble. But I just find that it really, really works when you become their friend instead of, oh yeah, that was my consultant. My consultant just walked out the door. When you walk out the door and you give your host a hug, a good handshake to their husband, their kids. I've been invited, I did a bridal shower back in October. When I was walking out the door, they handed me an invitation and said, could you please come to the wedding? You're fun. I said, I'm sorry, I got 2 shows that day, but I gave them a set of stainless steel bowls for a wedding gift. If you become their friend, you guys, your whole business, your whole world will change. Thank you.